there is a New York race that's getting a lot of attention right now, which of course is the New York City race. I'm just kind of curious about how you see the race and how you talk about the race, and what you, I guess maybe also what you think might happen. If you want to share that too.
100%. So as the party chair, we as the Bronx Democrats, we endorse Zoran Mamdani. I endorse him individually. And I think that when our voters tell us things, we have to listen. Sometimes in the party, we have decided that we're going to do what we're going to do regardless of you. That's not the way to move forward. One of the stats that jumped off the page at me, was the connection to first-time voters and young voters that Zoran was able to bring out. Now, we know the tried and true playbook of a Democratic Party, of all parties, knock on doors, go to senior centers, and get the base out. Well, the base is shifting, right? The base is shifting because people are shifting out. I talked earlier about people voting with their feet and leaving New York. Young folks, we tell them to go to school, check box. Go get education, check box. Go to college, check box. Come back home and be a part of your community, check a box. I can't afford it. I can go to a different state and I can live better, and I can live out the dream that I deserve, right? That's what they're saying. But New Yorkers, young New Yorkers, 18 to 35 demographic, they said, we want Zoran. We want a vision for the future that's centered around us, that's centered around affordability, that's centered around the possibilities. The second thing about Zoran is that he loves this city, right? And as a lifelong New Yorker, like, I need my mayor to love the city the way I love the city. When you have somebody that loves the city, that's bright, that's articulate, that has a plan to move forward, I think that's someone that you can that we should be looking to follow. There are certain issues that we're not going to see eye to eye on, but I've asked people in either in the public square, in the private square, name somebody that you agree on every single thing with. That's just not real. But when it's in the public square, we get to magnify the differences and saying, well, he's saying this. Well, why you don't want free buses? You don't want affordable childcare? You don't want reasonable grocery prices? Who doesn't want those things, right? How do we pay for those is the larger question, and I think the question that people are having with us. But I think that we could try to figure out the resources, but I think that that's about political will. This election is about the future, and it's about making sure that no one is left behind. And I think that Zoran has encapsulated that in that spirit in the city.
What do you say to people in the party who are not in New York, who worry that his some of the things you allude to, kind of some of his policies around free busing or taking over grocery stores, is not something that is that's a winnable agenda in other parts of the country? What's your kind of advice or thoughts for them?
I think that conversation is the great igniter, right? I think that people should have a conversation with Zoran or his team, and they can walk you through what they see, what they've seen, the pitfalls and the successes. We've done a trial, one in every borough, free buses. Now Congressman, then County Executive George Latimer did incredible things in Westchester County with free buses in the summertime, and that increased ridership for people who were at or below the poverty line that still needed to get around in the summer and enjoy what Westchester County had to offer. So we've seen elements of it working before. We should talk about how certain things work in certain parts of the country, and maybe that doesn't work in other parts of the other country. You know what? That's okay. If it doesn't work in your district, fine. If it doesn't work in your neighborhood, then that's fine. But what we should be doing as Democrats, in my opinion, just one man's opinion. I'm not being the party chair. I'm just being Jamaal Bailey right here. My opinion is that organizations like NewDEAL allow us to have conversations with people that come from distinctly different backgrounds and have different electoral bases. And we get to have these conversations, and we get to pull a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person to make ourselves better. And I think that we should be looking to do everything that we can to make ourselves better. And I think that even if you don't agree with the free part, even if you don't agree with the groceries, I think that everybody in our party can agree that affordability is a problem. So let's start at that baseline of affordability and then we can go up or go down, and we can negotiate, and we can do whatever we need to do. But we should start from that basis, and I think that's what I would encourage people to think about.